Hey, what's up? Wix here again. Welcome back to the channel. Another beautiful morning here in Perth. In this episode, we're finally going to be dropping our stage 4 600 kilowatt engine into the hole. But before we do that, we've got to install a IAG Oil Sump and some Hardrace Engine Mounts as well. So let's go. Alright, so finally got the car up to a stage where it's ready to drop the engine in. So we've got that over here. But before we drop that in, we're going to need to install the IAG Oil Sump and also the new Hardrace hardened rubber engine mounts. So these were the old ones. Just really, I've never seen that before in my life. So those are going in the rubbish right now. I've gone ahead and cleaned up the brackets, and then we'll get the new Hardrace engine mounts installed on that, which is really easy, just a couple of bolts. But before I put those on, I might spend the next half an hour just putting the oil sump on. So we've got a windage tray and new oil pickup, and then the oil sump itself. So we'll get that secured on first. Engine mounts in. After that, I might take a look at putting on the new oil plate, but we'll wait till we get there. But for now, let's have a look at this oil sump. Alright, so here it is. So beautiful sump, beautiful baffle in there. We've got the windage tray to put on, nice beautiful logo on there. The new oil pickup, the last oil sump I did on the old Type R was a RCM baffled sump, and that was a beautiful bit of kit as well. But this is the first time using the IAG one. I think it's the competition series. So with that comes a whole bunch of seals, obviously all the bolts, and that's who I ordered the stuff off. Car Mods Australia, and they've sent me about 4 gasket drain plugs, so that's nice of them. So what I'll do first is I'll get the windage plate on first, and then we'll start setting up our oil pickup. Alright, so when you're finished, it should look like something like that, I guess. When it feels like sometimes that there'll be a little loop sticking out, and it feels like it's not going to fit, you just got to take your time and just get it in there, and it'll eventually shuffle around and pop into place. I might be able to see it in this corner, maybe not, it's all squashing. What I'm trying to say, it does fit. Fits really snug. Otherwise, that's the seal on that done. Alright, so that's the oil sump all installed. I've still got to put the holder for the dipstick back onto this engine from the old engine. But yeah, looks good. So there's a little plug here, I think that's for a oil temp sensor, so I'm not using that, so I've plugged it up and then put the drain plug, which is handy because it's right on the bottom. I used the crush washer that came with the IAG kit, so I've got all those spare ones for when I change the oil filter and change the oil out. So it looks good. So now I'll move on to flip it back over it and I'll put the engine mounts in, and then yeah, I'll have a look at that oil plate. Okay, so nothing much to it, but quickly bolted the engine mounts on so they're all ready to go. Alright, so now I've got the engine in there, I've got the bottom nuts on, just sitting there quite nicely. Very happy about that. It's good to see the new engine in. This is just a little bit of dust that's just been formed sitting outside on the engine stand, so I'll try and clean that up at some stage. But I'm very happy. Have one new engine in the hole. Stoked. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Very happy about getting the sump on, new engine mounts in, and the engine finally in the hole. In the next episode I'll probably be carrying on with the thermostatic oil plate, so I decided to hold off on that for now. I needed to grab the old thread that holds the old oil water cooler off the old engine. I don't have any deep sockets, so I need a couple of deep sockets to get that all off. So I'll do that in the next episode. I'll get that off. I'll install the thermostatic oil plate on the engine, and there's a couple of holes that I'll need to blank off, so I'll go over that, and I'll probably throw some other stuff in there as well. But very happy today. It's always happy when you get your new, you know, the long block's always the heart of the car, so very happy to get it back in the hole. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.